Hello, my little chickadees. Welcome back to window shopping. Today, we're revisiting an old favorite. And by old, I mean really old, like 2021 old. We're window shopping Hot Topic. I don't know if you guys can tell. I got a Jolly Rancher in my mouth. See if you can detect what flavor based off of the jokes I tell in this video. I'm not going to be giving like verbal cues in the jokes. You literally have to guess based off of comedic vibes. I remember the initial Hot Topic window shopping very fondly. I made some cute little mistakes about superhero suit color schemes and how they differentiate between Marvel movies and Marvel comic books, which I don't know because I don't read comics. Actually, that's not true. And it brings me into my next point quite succinctly. Hot Topic is known for carrying a variety of clothing Hot Topic carries a lot of nerdy clothing. Like a lot of nerdy clothing. Most of what Hot Topic sells at this point in time is nerdy clothing. And when I say nerdy, I mean clothing that is affiliated with a certain franchise, a certain intellectual property. Let me use my big MBA brain for a second. As a result, I feel like window shopping a place like Hot Topic can seem like I'm making fun of nerds and their interests. And I would never do that, except for sometimes. But I would never do that publicly. I would never make fun of nerds, because I'm one of you. I'm nerdy too, despite how charismatic and beautiful I am. And to go back one point, let me show you something. I said I don't read comics. The lie detector determined that was a lie. What I have here for the uninitiated are the July 2005, August 2005, and October 2005 issues of Shoujo Beat magazine. And then, of course, an even more important collection to me. Here, of course, I have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and of course, Volume 4 of the manga Azumanga Daioh, which is my favorite manga and anime ever. I've loved it since I was 12 years old, and I've shown no signs of stopping. Not only that, you guys know I'm nerdy because I talked about in my recent perfume video that I play D&D every Sunday. In fact, I'm going to D&D in a couple of hours, and my character's leveling up to level 8. So what about that? Huh? Read 'em and weep, baby. Read 'em and weep. Yeah. 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 Yeah! I have a poster of the moon on my wall. I have a poster of bees on my wall. I have a poster of Mount Everest on my wall. If there's anybody who is not cool enough to make fun of nerds, it's me. But I'm going to anyway. Or at least, not nerds, but clothes made for nerds, which are very often made by not nerds. Anyway, let's get into it. By the way, one last really nerdy thing about me. I'm going to confess something very vulnerable to you. The other day, shortly before seeing a musical, nerd, I went to an Anthropologie, and there was a green satin dress on the rack that I really wanted to try on because it reminded me of a dress that a female character wears in a Boardwalk Empire fan fiction that I have saved onto my phone that I read every once in a while. Yes, it's 17 chapters. Yes, it's rather explicit, and I can't even talk about the character it's about because I'm so in love with him that I'll start giggling like a schoolgirl! And the dress didn't fit. There's a scene in the fanfiction where the OC and the character that the fanfiction is about go to a fancy party on the 4th of July on the boardwalk, and she wears like a green satiny dress, and I wanted the dress because it would make me feel like I was in the fanfiction. So anyway. So what I've done is I've gone to hottopic.edu and I've sorted by plus size clothing because I feel like that's the best way for us to get the full view of what's on offer. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Let's review. This is a sweatshirt. Hello Kitty and Friends Magic Cards long sleeve athletic jersey. For a split second, I thought these were Christmas themed tarot cards because I see red and I thought that was green. And I was thinking, gosh, Hello Kitty mixed with Christmas, mixed with tarot reading is a really complicated intersection of interest, but this is just Hello Kitty and tarot reading, so it's normal. And then the back says Hello Kitty and Friends in giant ugly font, and then we have Hello Kitty's friends. I love Hello Kitty. When I was a small child, I used to force my parents at no, well, not knife point, but if I'd had a knife at the time, it would have been at knife point, you know what I mean? To buy me literally any Hello Kitty themed object that existed. But would I wear this? I would not. I don't read tarot, so it's not representative of my interests. If they had a Hello Kitty sweatshirt on which Hello Kitty was eating Korean spicy ramen or hunched over her phone reading a Boardwalk Empire fan fiction or crying, that would be more representative of what I do and who I am. Do I see Disney? Hello. Her universe, Disney, Halloween, Mickey Mouse, Ghost, glow in the dark, hoodie dress, plus size. Hoodie dress, you see. It is both a hooded sweatshirt and a dress. My eye's drawing up here, not like that, but to the hoodie strings above the aglets. Is that what these are called? I can't tell if these are bats or bows, but either way, that's cute. We have a little ghost Mickey here, which is kind of scary because does that mean he's dead? Can Mickey Mouse die? This is really fascinating to me because it introduces to me a type of person that I had to have known somewhere deep down existed, but I've never really conceptualized of before. And that is goth Disney adults. And I've said before on my channel that I have no interest in ever disrespecting goth people. I respect them and their contributions to society. I myself am not goth, but I do consider myself a goth ally. So when I say this, know that I'm not trying to disrespect goth people, but I might a little bit be trying to disrespect Disney adults. Which, you know, easy target, right? Every YouTuber from here to Timbuktu has said something mean about Disney adults. It's very easy. A lot of them are very embarrassing. But I like Disney. You know, I'm 30, and I kind of want to go to Disney World. Again, I went when I was 10, and I want to go back because when I went, they didn't have those hot dogs that they shoved inside of pickles and then put corn dog stuff around. Are the hot dogs in the pickles or are the pickles in the hot dogs? All right, let's educate ourselves. Oh my God, the hot dog's in the pickle, in the corn dog bread. Wow. You'll get a hot dog inside of a pickle inside of a corn dog. The whole thing is then coated in panko. I kind of feel like this didn't need to be bolded. Panko! And if you want another flavor thrown in there, you'll also get a packet of peanut butter and some chips on the side. Yeah, I'd destroy this. Are you kidding me? I would eat this in a manner most violent. You know how you're not allowed, if you're an adult, to wear an actual Disney character costume? Because if you do, then children attending the park might think that you're Tinkerbell and then, you know, follow you anywhere. So you have to Disney bound. You have to wear an outfit that is similar in colorway to something a Disney character wears in the media, but you can't actually wear a costume. And it's like a legit rule at Disney now. I would eat these in such a manner that they would have to instate another rule. They would have to stop selling them. I will say this cross section is actually turning me off a little bit because a couple things I'm thinking. One, skinny hot dog, pencil-y hot dog, too thin, you know, not to body shame. This is not a girthy enough hot dog for my particular taste. Also, what type of pickle is this? Is this a half sour? It doesn't look like it's been brined for long enough. It doesn't seem like it's pickled enough. I mean, this looks like a downright regular-ass cucumber, in my opinion. So we're talking a half sour dill, garlic dill. Don't tell me it's a bread and butter pickle. Disneyland's fried pickle corn dog is taking the internet by storm. Is it? And I tried it. Did it taste like pickles, hot dogs, and corn dogs? I mean, how do you even fit your mouth around this? My God. Do they have someone waiting at each of these stands with a surgical blade, ready to give you a Glasgow smile to match your pickle dog, just so you can open your mouth wide enough to get it in your gaping maw before you go on Splash Mountain or whatever? Oh, they're closing. They're turning it into... They're making Splash Mountain a different ride now. Disney... Splash Mountain redesign, right? Princess and the Frog makeover because of woke. You can't even have a slavery themed boat ride anymore. You know why? Because of social justice warriors. Because of sleepy Joe Biden. That's why. You know who wouldn't have let this happen? Ronald Reagan. The greatest president we've ever had. Anyway, this whole thing was because I said I wanted to go to Disney World again. And I kind of do. I was too chicken to ride most of the rides when I was at Disney. Except, funnily enough, I did ride Mission Space because it had just opened when I went to Disney. And that ride actually has killed people. Not me, though. I'm trying to imagine the music intersection of being goth and also being into Disney. Like, are you listening to a Bauhaus song and then immediately going into, like, Ashley Tisdale's cover of Kiss the Girl from Disney Mania 5 or whatever? Actually, that sounds incredible. I'm gonna make a playlist like that. One of my good friends in real life was really into Stranger Things for a while, and she loved Eddie Munson. In the show, he's like a metalhead type guy, but he's also into D&D. And her fiance, my friend's fiance, is a huge metalhead in his, like, personal life. Like, he loves it. He loves those tasty licks, you know, those screams, those yells. And he made her an Eddie Munson themed playlist. And it's literally all the type of metal that I like, which is, I call it wizard metal. It's like all metal songs that are like, and then the Vikings threw a spear, and the wizards came down from Valhalla. Like, that, it's all that. I love stuff like that. I love music like that, because it tells a fun story. Speaking of telling a fun story, what the heck is this? Sweet Society Pastel Bow Pearl Button Cardigans plus... Damn, anything else? Long-ass title. Alright, I'll say it. You couldn't put bows on the back of the cardigan? Really? Not a single... But I hate this. I mean, I don't hate this sweater. I hate this. Girl... My back wants to be cute, too. I mean, for me, Lord knows there's enough of it. I don't get to adorn it with bows. And yeah, it might make sitting on chairs relatively uncomfortable, but I'll stand. Who cares? If I'm standing up, there's more likelihood people are going to see my adorable little outfit. This is an adorable little outfit. I wish they also photographed the heads of these models. I would love to see the head styling for a look like this. I'm thinking like perhaps a pastel green on the eyes. Space buns, maybe? Or just like go a little preppy with it, since these shoes read a little bit preppy, like alternative preppy, you know? Like full bangs and a headband and just like straight hair down the back. That'd be cute too. I want more bows. I want a third bow on the sleeve. I want bows on the shoulders. I want bows on the collars. I want bows on the back. We're not going hard enough. I want to bother people with how many bows are on this sweater. Dream bigger, Sweet Society. Much bigger! Let's talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas. Actually, I don't have anything to say about it. It's a great movie. I didn't see it for the first time until like 2 years ago. I loved it. I totally understand why people who are really into The Nightmare Before Christmas are into it to the extent that they are. Hopefully no one is so into it that they purchase this. This is The Nightmare Before Christmas Sally Patchwork Romper plus size. Now, originally when I saw this, I thought it was pajamas, but the model is wearing shoes that aren't slippers. Now, I don't expect them to subject this model to the unknowable horror of being barefoot on the internet, so I get why she's in shoes in general, but This is supposed to be regular clothing because she's in shoes that you would wear outdoors. Which leads me to believe that there's an expectation that if I bought this, I would wear it outside. And I personally just can't get behind that. From an objective standpoint, I do think it is hideously ugly. But also, even if I didn't think it were ugly, I disagree with it from a narrative standpoint. Sally, Nightmare Before Christmas. So first of all, salute a bad bitch when you see one. You should all be saluting your screens right now. Like, my girl's whole thing is that she's like stitched together, right? She's got the scar, her smile, her face is stitched, and these are all panels of fabric that have been stitched together. Whereas this is one piece of fabric with a print on it, making it look like it's been stitched together. Now, obviously, I don't expect a mass-produced fast fashion garment to actually be made of various scraps of fabric, because that would be absurd. But here's what I'm saying. If you want, as a fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas, to wear a patchwork romper inspired by the character Sally, you make it. Nobody wants to get off their ass and cut up hundreds of pieces of fabric and stitch them back together anymore. Spend like a week and a half just sewing together some absolute bullshit out of scrap fabric, right? Go through your dresser, find every t-shirt you haven't worn in over a calendar year, and take a pair of goddamn scissors to it. You'll have fun with it, it's a creative outlet, and you'll make some awful looking bullshit that you can wear around your house and laugh to yourself about. You could even dye the fabric Sally appropriate colors before you do. I'm saying don't spend $50 on something designed to look like it's stitched together. Stitch something together. Flex your creative muscles like Sally does. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And also it's like really ugly. I mean, it looks like it has slices of American cheese on it, for Christ's sake. Like, don't let me be misunderstood. I'm still gonna be mean a little. Social collusion. Crying inside again. Destructed girls sweatshirt plus size. Oh, I see. I understand. I was wondering where the destructed was coming from, but I see now it's because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teeny tiny little rips in the sweatshirt. Oh, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 11 little rips. That's not destructed. That's moth-eaten at best. If you're gonna call something destructed, destroy it. And then, crying inside again. Is that embroidered? I can't tell if that's embroidered. I think that's embroidered. Wow. As a plus-size person, one thing that I really don't like is any sort of graphic sweatshirt or t-shirt or something with a graphic on it where the graphic is really small. Because, girl, I take up a lot of space. I have a lot of advertising space on my chest when I put on a sweatshirt. This, I mean, it looks like if I reach down to grab something directly in front of me, if you understand what I'm saying, that graphic is so small that it would get lost between the mountains, I would estimate to say. Crying inside again. I mean, am I being a B-word if I say that this slogan gives me normal people scare me shirt type beat vibes? I want one of these now. Now that they've like become so mimetic and I've been so mocked, I want one. Dream bigger. If you want to call something destructed, I want holes in it. I want threads hanging. Make this bigger. I want more tears. Look, like when you look at the whole outfit, you barely even see the graphic. Now it's possible that I'm saying that because I'm not wearing my glasses, so I actually can barely see the graphic, even though I'm only like 3 feet away from my laptop. My eyes are so bad. Wow. I should be more concerned about that than I am. Hold up. OG Nisi Pisa window shopping viewers, which is most of you because my channel doesn't get new viewers anymore. You know exactly what I'm gonna say about these mushroom snail forest embroidered mom jeans plus size. These would be great pants to wear to your first day at Mushroom College. All right, what's going on here? Blue plaid vest mesh girls long sleeve twofer plus size. Oh my God. So it's a mesh long sleeve shirt and you also get this iCarly looking ass blue vest. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Could we not have gotten the model a vest that fit her? You think I don't notice this gapping? It's plaid, Hot Topic. It is quite literally a print made out of straight lines. So when something is causing the lines to bend, like, for example, the contours of the human body, I'm gonna notice. I like these shoes. I can't say anything mean about these shoes. Let's chat about Y2K fashion for like 40 seconds. Hello Kitty rhinestone pink velour skirt plus size. Now, can you, the viewer, tell me what's wrong with this skirt? As a reminder, it's pink, it has Hello Kitty with rhinestones on it, it's velour, and as you can see, it's part of a whole velour outfit, a whole pink velour Hello Kitty outfit. What's wrong with the skirt? I'll give you 5 seconds. The answer is it's too long. The one real lesson to take away from Y2K fashion is that skirts should be the size of belts. They should be mini. They should be tiny. Why is this skirt mid-thigh? That's ridiculous. You know why? I know exactly why. Because the liberal media. Because Joe Biden doesn't want fat women to show their legs off. And I think that's ridiculous. You know who has amazing looking thighs? Most women, but specifically plus size women. And you know how I know that? Because I have mirrors in my apartment. Why is this skirt so long? It looks ridiculous. Also, put her in a platform shoe, for the love of God. The top half looks very cute. I like how the sleeves are kind of bigger. I like that it's cropped. I love the zipper decal. I think the top half of this is adorable. This skirt is atrocious, and I'm very upset about it. If you're gonna have this seam here, this needs to be way shorter. This part of the skirt needs to be way shorter, and it needs to be pleated. Am I the only person working for a paycheck here? My God. Was this generated by artificial intelligence? I mean, this is elementary. Oh yeah, dude. Let's get into that. Social Collision. So I think this is the same brand that did the Crying Inside Again shirt. This is the Social Collision More Punk Than You Girls Halter Tank Top Plus Size. So it's a halter top with some metallic elements, which is just adorable. And then this graffiti style sort of spray paint through a stencil looking image that says more punk than you. Hence the name More Punk Than You Girls Halter Tank Top Plus Size. Okay, in case anyone was confused. No. The idea of buying a shirt that says more punk than you on it from Hot Topic is tickling me all shades of pink. That is so funny that I don't even feel the need to actually write a joke about it. Buying this shirt to wear on a pilgrimage to Gigi Allen's grave. All right, moving on. Oh, hey, this is fun. Star Patches denim midaxi skirt. Girl, it's either one or the other. It's a maxi skirt. There's a really easy way to tell if a denim skirt is a midi skirt or a maxi skirt. Look at the skirt, take away all sort of fabric details, take away anything that makes it unique, and just have it be a denim skirt at the length that it is. If it looks Mormon, it's a maxi skirt. It's very simple. If it looks like something that you would pick up off the floor after a rousing session of soaking, it's a maxi skirt. Hot Topic. Do they have like Rick and Morty stuff? Can I get a Rick and Morty sweatshirt here? Guys, there's no Rick and Morty. What the heck? What about Smiling Friends? There's no smile. Do they not want to make money? Jesus. Hold on. Oh yeah. Let's look at the offerings in the Five Nights at Freddy's section. Five Nights at Freddy's, if you're not familiar, is a video game franchise that I believe first launched in 2013 or 14. Basically, the conceit of the game is you're a security guard at a Chuck E. Cheese-esque restaurant, and there's characters that are roaming around at night. There are these, like, hold on. There are these big animatronics, right? They're, like, super freaky looking, man. And they wander around at night because they're left in a free roaming mode, as is explained to you by a guy who calls you on the phone as you sit down for your first shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And he's like, just so you know, if the animatronics wandering about at night see you as just yourself, they're going to think that you're actually a mechanical endoskeleton wandering about independent of their oversuit, their character mascot oversuit. And, buddy, they're going to try to stuff you in one of them sons of bitches. And that will kill you because the suits are lined with spring locks, whatever. You know, it's a lot to explain. There's like 1 trillion games in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Most of them are fan-made games, which I guess wouldn't make them part of the franchise, but a lot of them are like really cool and scarier than the actual mainline games. Sometimes I start thinking about Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm like, what an incredible bounty of creativity that has blossomed from this simple game. It's incredible. Like the ways in which Five Nights at Freddy's captured the imagination of so many, like, millions of people. Like, if you've never taken the time to really explore all of the media that's been made inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, the genres it spans, it's really incredible stuff. You can see that I've watched some of these videos. I think I talked about watching Five Nights at Freddy's analog horror videos in a previous video. And, like, I do watch them all the time. I watch so much Five Nights at Freddy's content because I find it deeply fascinating. And also, I'm too scared to ever play any of the games. So Markiplier has to do it for me, you know, because I'm not doing it myself. It's amazing. It's amazing. I think it's so cool. Without a shred of irony, I'm being 100% genuine. I think, like, this is awesome, dude. Like, that's amazing. That is exactly what old Halloween attraction advertisements look and sound like. It's amazing. Anyway, so what can I buy from Hot Topic to show off my love of FNAF? What FNAF swag can I get from Hot Topic? I can get a Springtrap backpack for $50. Yes, please. Imagine being a kid who didn't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, you're a really sheltered kid and the only thing you're allowed to do for enjoyment is, like, practicing violin or playing chess with your dad or something. And you're just in class on your first day of 6th grade and the kid in front of you has this nightmarish backpack on the back of their chair just staring at you. I think I would have an emotional breakdown if I was in that position. This is scary. Like, this is scary. I'm glad Five Nights at Freddy's didn't launch until I was already a college-aged adult. I can't imagine being a kid watching Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Like, this is terrifying. You know, let's look at this hoodie. Nightmare Freddy. This is a reference to Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the 4th game in the franchise. It would take too long to explain what that means, but basically Nightmare Freddy is like a really scary bear. And he has sharp teeth, and he goes, brrr. So he pops out at you. I am given flesh to be your tormentor? Huh? Like, dude, imagine if, like, your 13-year-old daughter is just like, mommy, like, you're, like, walking by her in a mall, and she peers into the Hot Topic because, of course, her dorky ass does. And she's like, mommy, I want this sweatshirt. I think it would look really cute with my plaid skirt and my, fucking demonias or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't really, is this like a band or something? Nightmare Freddy? And you turn it over and it says, I'm given flesh to be your tormentor. You know where I'm bringing my daughter right after that? Catholic school. What else is in here? Oh my god. This is freaky deaky. This is a okay, so Springtrap, basically, okay, how do I explain Springtrap? So he's like a primary antagonist in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Basically, he was a guy and then he got into one of those suits. And they have like an endoskeleton with spring traps, and you have to wind the spring traps out of the way when you get in the suit, because the spring trap, like, they're there so that the suits can also be like freestanding mascots. But if you want to get inside of them to wear them as a suit, you have to wind them up so the spring traps aren't in the way, because the spring traps are where, like, your arms and legs and body has to go. And so we got in there, but the thing about the spring traps is they can be like tripped, you know, and they can spring back into place. And that's what happened to him. And basically he's like a corpse fused with this like rotted bunny suit. And he's driven forward in some awful parody of life by his hatred and evil. That's like his whole thing. He's awful to look at. He's very freaky. He's heavily featured in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, actually the 3rd game in the franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, which actually doesn't take place at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It takes place at a different location. It's called Fazbear's Frights, and it's a horror attraction based off of the events of the Five Nights at Freddy's pizzerias in the first 2 games, in case you were wondering. And that's why on this t-shirt, he's sort of pulling apart either side of his head, and there's a skull inside, because he's literally a rotted, dead body inside of a suit, which is horrifying. It is a freaky franchise. The lore of Five Nights at Freddy's is so scary and gross. The games, by comparison, are like la 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 la. Like, they're like, it's so wild how little of the lore is actually like explained to the audience in the mainline games. There's a little bit of it, But like, these games could be so much freakier and scarier and gorier than they are. And that's why I think it's so fascinating, the fan-made content, because so much of it actually goes into the real horror of Five Nights at Freddy's, more so than the games do. And it's really impressive. Like, honestly, spend a day just getting into Five Nights at Freddy's. You don't have to play the games. And if you're a little puss baby like me, you won't be able to. This is another hoodie, and it has Springtrap on it, and it says, "I taste the fear in your breath. Hide if you want. It did not save the others. It will not save you." Jesus Christ. Dude, imagine wearing this to like a family gathering. If I were a conservative Christian 89-year-old grandmother and I saw one of my grandchildren wearing this hoodie, I'm having a what? Heart attack. Like, I'm shrugging off this mortal coil. Hold on, I gotta put my glasses on for a second. Sorry, there's a really big fluffy dog being walked outside, and he's so cute. It's a black Chow Chow. Oh, he's fluffy. Oh, okay, glasses off. Not a nerd anymore. This is a terrifying hoodie. Are you kidding me? Just in case I need extras. All right. Guys, I'm gonna wrap it right there. I don't know that I have more to say, but I do know that I have been filming this for over an hour at this point, and I need to do something else with my afternoon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to use code NICIPIZZA for 10% off at checkout at your local lore store. Bye.